What's up, everyone? We're back.
I'm Dr. Maxfield.
I'm Dr. Shah. Welcome back to our channel, Doctorly, where we talk about all things skincare and dermatology. So today, what are we doing?
We're talking about some of the best and some of the worst skincare hacks we've come across recently.
Yeah, this is like our favorite thing to do because we get tagged in these videos and then, we could just tell you they're not good, but we can also just break them down and see if there's some good points and bad points. If they're legit, then we can recommend them. If they're not legit, then we can give you some better recommendations. So we love doing this, our favorite topic. Here we go.
Here we go.
First up, we got Young. So we actually mentioned him in a previous video as the guy that smacks himself, but he makes a lot of really great skincare content. So let's listen to this hack and see if it's legit or not.
Skincare hacks in 15 seconds, part 1. After applying a high concentration hyaluronic acid serum, use a higher water content or gel type moisturizer right after to force feed your skin with hydration. The plump and glow you'll get from this is insane. Dry skin, bye-bye. Merry skincare.
So funny. So he's so entertaining and makes great content.
When we talk about moisturizers, it's in a couple different forms. So moisturizers that moisturize your skin, humectants, which draw on water, and then occlusives, which lock that water in. And so just understanding that concept, I think is actually really important for people who are going to use a hyaluronic acid or like a glycerin in their skincare routine.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually one of the things that I talk to a lot of people and they say, I don't tolerate hyaluronic acid. Well, it actually dries out my skin. I hear this all the time. Like I need to avoid this ingredient. And the reason why is because hyaluronic acid is only a humectant. So it pulls in water to it and it holds on to it. But if you don't follow it with something over the top of it, you lose that water to the environment. And also if you apply it to dry skin, what ends up happening is that it needs to find somewhere to pull this water from. It ends up pulling the water from your skin and can dry out your skin more, especially if you live in a more arid climate. And so it's extremely important to 1, apply hyaluronic acid to damp skin, and then 2, follow it with an emollient or an occlusive moisturizer that's actually going to bring some water with it and keep you from losing water in the skin. So absolutely a great hack and something that I think a lot of people aren't doing with their hyaluronic acids.
Yeah, absolutely. Hyaluronic acid might be one of the most misunderstood ingredients in skincare.
And one of the most overrated skincare ingredients as well. Because,
yeah, for the same reason though.
Exactly. Right, exactly. Because of how we don't understand it that well. So basically, glycerin, hyaluronic acid, similar functions, similar benefits. They serve as moisturizers. And that's pretty much all they do.
Yeah. So great advice from Young. Love it.
Young, let's go. All right. So next up, we got a hack to treat acne.
Life hacks you wish you knew sooner, part 108. If you want to quickly cure pimples, don't worry. All you need to do is apply the gel from Advil liquid gels and it will almost cure the pimple instantly.
What do you think?
I don't know why. Maybe it's just like I'm nice. I like always instinctually want to justify what they're saying. So I'm like, okay, how could this work? That's a good way to start. It's anti-inflammatory. It's ibuprofen, anti-inflammatory. Could it calm down the inflammation of the acne bump? In theory, maybe. I'd say no though.
It would have to penetrate the skin to help with the inflammation. Maybe it was an attempt at like the aspirin hack. Do you know what I mean? Thinking the aspirin and ibuprofen are the same. So ibuprofen is different than aspirin. Aspirin has salicylic acid in it. Salicylic acid has benefits in acne, as we know, but I still don't like crushed aspirin on the skin. Ibuprofen, theoretically inflammation, but what could you do instead for a pimple that is broken out? Hydrocolloid patches, huge fan of those, little pimple patches, or a benzoyl peroxide spot treatment. I think those are probably going to be your 2 best spot treatments in my opinion.
Yeah, especially for ones that are like right at the surface. And so here's the thing. We do inject pimples that are deeper with steroids sometimes, and it does cause them to go away, I think, pretty quickly. I think it's one of the most effective things you can do to get rid of the deeper acne bumps. But like he said, like Dr. Shah said, getting the medication to that deeper area where the acne is the problem.
Topical ibuprofen, it's a thumbs down for me. Okay, but this video doesn't actually stop there. There's more. So part 2.
If you want to clear up acne scars, don't worry. All you need to do is mix a teaspoon of nutmeg and a tablespoon of honey and it will form a paste. Put the paste over your acne scars for 30 minutes and rinse it off.
No way. It's no way.
Why would this work?
I'm trying to get in his mind, like, okay, honey helps with wound healing, validated. Acne scars are very different, completely different than open wounds because it's a scar. It's like a well-organized structure of collagen bundles that have like overgrown. And the honey will not have any effect on that. And the nutmeg, I don't know, it's delicious. I don't know, this honey nutmeg mixture actually sounds tasty as heck.
That does sound pretty good. No, I don't know why this would work. With acne, I could say, okay, maybe honey, antibacterial, but yeah, I'm not buying it for acne. acne scars. We have a whole video on acne scars, so basically you could check that out and we go deep dive on how these acne scars form and how to treat them. But really for acne scars, we've said before, the main ingredient is going to be retinoids if you want an over-the-counter product for this.
Yeah, absolutely. And this does not treat any of the causes or existing features of an acne scar in any way.
Right, so this thumbs down for this hack and also thumbs down for his other hack, and now I kind of feel bad.
Well, he did have another hack in the middle.
But there's more.
If you want to get the freshest items when at the grocery store, don't worry. All you need to do is grab your items from the back of the shelf, as grocery stores stack their items by the sell-by date.
So this is true.
I think it's true. In my doctor opinion, and I have no idea if this is actually true, I think it's true.
It is true. So if you go to the back of any, like where the milk is or anything like this, they stack them from the back. And so they always put the ingredients or the products that are going to expire first closest to you. The reason is so that they don't waste things. So I don't recommend that everyone does this, but this is actually true that they do. I used to work at a grocery store. It was my first job.
There's our expert opinion.
Yeah, so I used to work at a grocery store and it was my first job, and I started by bagging groceries, and then I was the cart guy, which is fun because I used to put 25 cents in the cart. In order to get the cart, you had to put 25 cents in, but then people would leave the 25 cents in, so I'd get 25 cents every time someone would forget to take the quarter out. So I loved being on carts. And then I became the second fastest cashier in the store, and the fastest cashier in the store ended up going to like some national competition and being like the fastest cashier. So very fascinating stuff, my time at this grocery store.
So people are like trying to do a good deed for people behind them. I'm gonna leave this quarter, and then Dr. Shaw swoops in and is like, snack, snatch, snatch, snatch.
I used to think that's $5.25 an hour, okay? That like barely covered what it cost to get there. So like, you know, yeah, I took the extra 25 cents. I'm sorry. So he's one for three. We'll give him 1 for 3.
So next up is from Dr. Sugai. He is a dermatologist in Washington, you said?
Yeah, he's based out of Seattle area, and you know he makes skincare content on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. You know, make great content. Overall, just a nice guy. Just so like the dad you want to be friends with type of guy, and just completely legit and makes great content. So we're not gonna rate his hack here, but I think he gives a really good skincare tip.
Yeah, I've had less interaction with him, but just impressions, just like quality human being. And like sometimes you can't say more about a person than that. That's like the best compliment I think I could ever give someone.
When using a retinoid, you have to wait 2 months before seeing improvement in acne. 6 months. Where are you guys going? 6 months for anti-aging.
I actually think it's hilarious.
It's so funny because his sense of disappointment is so palpable. It's so true though, because like with retinoids, it takes so long to see results, and so a lot of times people will give up after 2 weeks, and then they don't get to see all the benefits that we always talk about.
Yeah, it's so true, and maybe this isn't communicated effectively enough to people, or at least like consistently to people. But yeah, if you are going to give up on this ingredient within that period of time, not only are you just missing out on the opportunity to treat your acne, you're losing the foundational topical treatment for acne.
Yeah, and for anti-aging as well. So you really have to be patient with this ingredient. It is going to have a lot of benefits. Hilarious video, but definitely so much truth in it. And I really think with ingredients, and we've talked about this before, you need to know how long your particular ingredient takes to work. So retinoids is something that does take longer than a lot of other ingredients. So 2 months minimum before you give up on a retinoid.
Yeah.
All right, so next up we have a shaving hack, and we've done a video on shaving and given some of our tips, but maybe this tip is better than the tips that we gave, and let's see what we think.
So I'm hopping on the TikTok trend where instead of shaving, waxing, sugaring, anything like that, people have been using 600 grit sandpaper to remove their hair, and my husband here is so skeptical, but it doesn't hurt. You have to go in circles, and that quickly, hair free, and then you're smooth, and you're exfoliated. This is amazing. I don't think we're gonna get another razor again or wax, because this is completely painless. Yeah, do it.
Do you have anything to say?
I mean, I'm curious. Do you think it worked?
Yeah, probably.
I think it worked too. But here's the problem with it. It works.
No, that's it. It will work, but So I've said this before, removing the leg will also remove the hair on the leg with it. You know what I mean? So like if we just completely remove your leg, nothing to worry about.
Yeah, and I guess, okay, so just more functionally, practically, here's the problems with that. One of which, you're irritating the crap out of your skin. If you've ever had dry skin on your legs, this is going to make it way worse. It's gonna irritate it way more. It's also probably going to change the pigmentation of your skin. It's like if you have a tan, you might actually end up with some post-inflammatory hyper or hypopigmentation. Even if you don't have a tan, you'll probably end up with some post-inflammatory changes.
Yeah, you could really damage your skin barrier doing this because, I mean, depending on how hard you're sanding the skin, you're going to remove the hair follicles and stuff as well with it, but probably you're going to take off a lot of skin and it could get very deep and lead to scarring potentially. So not my favorite hack to remove hair. I think shaving would be a good option, you know, we can think about that. But I know the video is meant to be funny, but it's not something I recommend.
Yeah, I also don't recommend it. Okay, actually some context. We use this. We actually do use legitimate sandpaper to redefine and restructure and resurface scars. So like after we do Mohs procedures or after cosmetic procedures, sometimes you can actually sand down to try to even out the depth of the scar. And I say that because that tells you how deep and how much change to the skin you could actually do if you were overly aggressive with this. Permanent change.
We call that procedure dermabrasion, and it's very effective for scars, but not the best use of it, I would say. You can watch our video on how to shave. We have some helpful tips there as well, but you know, picking the right razor, you know, going the direction of hair growth, all those things are going to help you a lot if you're prone to irritation and ingrown hairs. Laser hair removal, also very effective. Sandpaper is on the no list for hair removal. All right, so that sums up our hacks for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yep, like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you as always.
He said it again. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.